It's going down. It's going down, 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 down. It's going
Here to judge anybody. We want to handle this with love, right? You want to tell him how his drug abuse has hurt you, maybe hurt himself. Okay, Harold, what time did you tell him to be here?
5 o'clock, but he's always late.
No, he'll be here. In 3, 2, 1.
Is this a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
That's the MCU's Bleeding Edge for you guys. How we start our stuff off, Mr. TrueKnowledge there, giving us some fun stuff to start with. So thank you very much, Jeff. Anyways, welcome everyone to the MCU's Bleeding Edge tonight, Wednesday. And tonight we'll be discussing the 4th episode of Moon Knight, which happens to be titled The Tomb. And we have a really amazing panel here tonight. We have some people that have been on the MCU's Bleeding Edge before, but the first time I'm actually getting to see them and hosting while they're on the panel. So it's great to have these guys. So we're going to go around the table here, and Glazer, Blazer, and Laser, if you guys can introduce yourself and just say a little bit of where you're from, and we'll move on, and we'll see something from Raymond and Miss Renee as well. So starting off with you, Glazer.
Oh, me, yeah.
You're Glazer.
Hi, I'm Glazer. I'm Glazer.
We did change his back.
No, I'm Freddy for the Black Lincoln Collective podcast. Happy 420.
Awesome. Thank you. Laser.
I am Parker from the Black Lincoln Collective podcast. Happy 420 as well, and 421. I had to do one up.
Awesome. Thank you. Great to have you. And Mr. Blazer.
And I am Allan from the Black Lincoln Collective podcast, and happy 420.
Awesome.
Thank you for having us, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, great to finally meet you guys from the Black Lincoln. It's awesome to have you guys on finally and get to be introduced to you guys. So great. How we doing, Renee? How we doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful, and may it be 420 every day of the year.
Oh,
word.
Okay. All right.
It is for me, Renee.
There you go.
Awesome. Glad to have you, Renee, a.k.a. Loki's mom, as I like to call her. And then, of course, we have coming in Mr. Raymond. How are we doing, sir?
I'm good. My name is Raymond. My actual real name is Ramon Villegas, and I run a channel called Booze and Chill.
Awesome. So, well, glad to have you, and we'll talk more about that a little bit later on, people, so we can get you to his channel to check that awesomeness out. So let's get right into this.
Did you freeze on us, Cyber?
Uh-oh.
Right when he was about to start the show.
Well, at least he's giving us a thumbs up.
That's true.
Left on a positive note.
There he is. Cyber, we lost your audio again. We can't hear you. You lost your audio again.
Allan, translate. Allan can read lips. No one knows that.
Come on, Cyber. You can do it, buddy.
Allan's got to go out and come back.
I believe in you.
Come back
I
in
believe
again.
in you.
It's all your fault, Allan.
Cyber is on location in New Jersey. I think he actually he's on vacation or some shit or visiting family.
Dirty
So he
Jers.
had to change his location. But we were going to go ahead and start off with a segment having to do with watching and reacting to the new Thor 4 trailer that just came out.
Yeah.
So while Cyber's getting his audio back and whatnot, I'm going to go ahead and play that.
These hands were once used for battle. Now they're but humble tools for peace. I need to figure out exactly who I am. I want to choose my own path, live in the moment. My superheroing days are over.
Remember what I told you? You ever feel lost? Just look into the eyes of the people that you love. Not me.
What? Just listening.
Yeah.
All right.
That's gonna be great,
We're
man.
back.
It is.
I'm back. I can hear myself. I can hear
Right, we can hear you too.
It's good to have you back, Cyber.
Oh,
I'm pumped for that though. That's gonna be really good.
Yeah, man. That's gonna be.
If nothing else, it's gonna be funny because Thor has become like a
Right.
comedy series.
I don't know, man. Me and Cyber did a reaction the other day on it, and like we basically both like gave it. He gave it like a 5 initially, like as far as like an MCU trailer goes, out of 10, and I gave it like a 6.25 just to be nice.
You
You know?
didn't like it?
No, I didn't think it was all that great, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Go ahead, Cyber. Go ahead. I'm sure you probably already have. I'm sure you have some questions or whatever. Oh, Cyber, you froze again, man.
Oh no.
Cyber.
Yeah, I know.
This is a new moderation style that I don't know about, Cyber.
Look, is there?
Now you lost your audio again.
Bummer, man.
This must be frustrating. I feel, honestly though,
bet.
I feel bad because this has got it like when this shit happens,
frustrated.
it really sucks. The internet where I am is shit. Hopefully it won't keep doing that. I don't know, Cyber. It's looking rough, man. That's all I can tell you. I might have to be playing some memes and shit and whatnot and getting interesting with the show since I didn't plan an outline or anything for this. But nah, I'm just kidding.
There we go.
There it is.
Look at that.
Wow, so
I can't
so
hear him. Oh man.
Damn.
So be careful.
Well, I'm gonna make sure he's on for good, and then I'll come back in and out again. I guess.
Don't touch anything.
That's the funny thing. I didn't touch anything. It decided to do its whirly thing again, and everyone went just started pausing again, and then once it came back, no audio.
Maybe your Wi-Fi is wonky.
That's what I'm thinking it is. Yeah, where I'm at, the Wi-Fi
Dirty
is.
Jersey Wi-Fi.
Yep, Jersey Turnpike Wi-Fi, dude. We've all been there.
Yep.
We've all been there.
And has to bounce off Telstar.
Yeah.
Gotta love those Jersey girls, though, man. Gotta love those Jersey girls.
Isn't Bon Jovi from Jersey, right?
So wonderful people out there. Thank you for bearing with us with these technical difficulties. As you can see, we just watched the teaser trailer for Thor, Love and Thunder, and as Mr. TrueKnowledge said, both me and him did a reaction the other day, and both of us gave it kind of low numbers. I initially said with it, the reason why I gave it such a low one, I don't think Sweet Child of Mine is a great song to go with that trailer. I think it's a great song in its own, and I really enjoyed it in other things, but I just don't think it goes with this trailer. Also, I wasn't a big fan of how they really kind of, making it seem like, Thor has to find himself and stuff like that, and he's not like the normal, just like, badass that he is. So that's the reason why I gave it that. I still have high hopes for it. It looks like it's going to be fun. I mean, it's Taika Waititi, he's an amazing director, and I'm still looking forward to seeing what it is because I loved Ragnarok, so I'm really looking forward to seeing it. So to go on for that, what is everyone else's reaction? What did you think about the trailer? Your first initial thought. Let's start with you, Renee.
Well, I don't really rate trailers. To me, that's it just we're just only seeing little snippets and just what they want us to see right now. We're not seeing a lot. You see a lot of the screens cut off. You only see. It looks like they're set up where there's maybe a character to the right of Thor, but you only see the rock guy, Gore, what's his name, Gorth or whatever. You only see that. So I mean, it's contrived and everything, and it's just let's just wait and see. I mean, I don't think it's not certainly going to affect my anticipation for the movie or anything like that. It's just a teaser trailer, and there'll be some more trailers coming out probably in the next few weeks. So
got a point.
That's all.
Very true, very true. That's kind of what we said in our reaction that we'll be putting up soon. The same thing. We know it's a teaser, and hopefully, the next one will be a better, trailer itself and give us more of what we're looking for. Because one thing that Jeff had mentioned was that we didn't see Gore at all in the trailer. We got that very little snippet at the very end of Jane Foster's Thor. And we got a little brief glimpse of Zeus. So we feel that there's definitely a lot more footage to come. Just, we got to wait for it. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you. Glazer, your thoughts?
Man, I liked it, man. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the MCU, and I just love that they because I've been down with it since like day one. You know what I mean? When they did the Hulk and then they did Iron Man and then they redid Hulk and then they tried to do it again. But no, I love it, man. I just love the storyline. I love it where they're going. This is phase 4, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just excited to see, where they're going to go, especially like now that, the main characters are gone, Cap's gone, Iron Man's gone. I mean, are they going to do a Hulk movie? Yeah, a standalone Hulk movie. She-Hulk's coming out. There's like all this on Disney Plus. I mean, it's just what they've built, I think, is amazing. Nobody's ever done anything like it. So I'm excited.
Very true. I 100% agree. Most definitely. The MCU is nothing like we've ever seen before. And, they have not done a bad film yet, I feel.
Yeah, not a terrible film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had the third Thor, which was god awful, but but I mean, other than that, it's been very entertaining.
Very much so. Thank you. Laser, your thoughts?
I'm kind of in the same camp as those guys. I'm not like by any means the biggest Marvel fan, but I am a big comedy fan, and I'm a big Taika Waititi fan, and he just makes quality stuff, man. It's going to be a comedy. I mean, you got to remember, this is going to be an action comedy, no doubt about it. And I mean, it seems to me like this is, like you said, phase 4, they're going to be passing the torch. I don't know that it's going to be to Natalie Portman, but whatever. So, I mean, I'm excited for it, man. Like I said, I'm not going to say like I'll be there opening night, in my Thor costume, maybe my fat Thor costume, but I'm definitely interested to see it whenever it becomes available to me.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah. I've done worse, I can assure you.
Yes, he has.
I would pay to watch that. I would love to see more Fat Thor, most definitely.
Well, and I think that's the whole thing. That seems like the arc is like he's got to like I said, find his abs again.
Yeah.
Cyber, your audio has like this really bad crackle to it now. All of a sudden, like every time you talk,
it sounds like you pissed off the God of Thunder.
Probably.
The Lord of Thunder.
Our sparkle fingers.
It's still doing it.
Still doing it? Yeah.
I like the movie.
It's really bad. You've got like really bad feedback noise like coming off your audio every time you talk.
Let's see here. How about now?
Yep.
Talk.
Hello.
It's the same thing.
Same thing, yeah. It's probably a bad connection. Because I can go echoey.
Whoa.
Do your Zeus.
Really be Zeus now.
It'd also be a really good line. That line that Thor says where he goes, more. Oh, I'm sorry,
It sounds
another.
Yep.
Sounds like the Wizard of Oz.
Fetch me a horse.
Very true. Very true. All right, Raymond, your thoughts, sir?
I mean, like Renee says, it's just like the trailer. I mean, yeah, it's a teaser, so they're not really going to show a lot. And I mean, as far as Thor goes, I myself have not really been a fan of what they've been doing to Thor, because he's supposed to be like one of the most powerful characters in Marvel,
and a serious dude at that.
Exactly. And then the fact that they turned him into like this joke. I wasn't digging that. But the teaser for this one, I mean, it's looking kind of promising. But I don't know. It's just a teaser. They're not showing much right now. So
right.
Very true. Very true. But yeah, it's a teaser trailer. It's more of a just a little snippet of what we're gonna get. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of critical to say so much about it, but at the same time, it's like I feel usually more teaser trailers have a little bit more in them than in the past, I feel. So that's kind of why I was going that way. Blazer, your thoughts, sir?
Well, I thought it was eye candy. It basically gave us like the looks and a little bit here and there, and 2 seconds of Natalie Portman, and and showed the main characters here and there, and that was about it. It's like you said, it's a teaser trailer. It's just a teaser. I'm kind of curious to see how they're incorporating the Guardians of the Galaxy with it, because they had a little bit of there and they had them in there. Are they going to be there for 10 minutes and then leave them alone? Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't know, because
I believe it's
come out too.
I believe it's going to be more of a mashup than that, because like, what is it, at the end of, we're doing the end game, like Thor hung out with the Guardians. Sure. The Stormbreaker is the arm of Groot, so like he's got a bond with the Guardians. I think this movie will set up like Guardians 3, which should be coming out like May of next year or something like that. But I think that's where it's going. But I'm excited. I'm excited.
I mean, I'm going to watch it, of course, because it's going to, regardless, it's going to be good. It's like I said from the beginning, it's what they've done with the MCU. I mean, they've done a good job with it. Right. So it's going to be good. I think it's
I'm going opening night to an AMC, see it.
Of course.
Don't let him bring his stock watch onto this show.
Yes, no.
I'm hiding behind this thing if you're going to keep talking about I'm the logo beard.
All right. How's it sound now, Jeff? Can you still hear me?
Oh, you're good, man. You're good.
You're better now. Yeah.
Okay.
Sound like
golden.
100 angels.
You're
I
golden.
got rid of that other mic, and I'm just using the iPad mic, so maybe that'll be better for you.
You know what? It's better, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
There we go. All right. Anyway, so yeah, great, guys. Thank you for that and that teaser. So looking forward to it. Like I said, I can't wait to see it when it comes out in July. All of us look like we're interested in seeing it eventually, and it's going to be fun. So getting on to Moon Knight, The Tomb, Episode 4. So we are now officially over halfway through this limited series. So I just want to go around the table and get everyone's thoughts up to this point. Coming into this episode, what were your guys' thoughts up to this episode? What were you expecting? And what exactly you were looking for? And do you feel you got it? Starting with you, Renee.
Well, I made a prediction over on Sakaar the other day, about 2 days ago, and it certainly came true. The mental ward aspect appeared. I thought that's where they were heading, and yeah. Now, having said that, the mental ward is also an illusion, so there's something beyond that. There's a reality beyond that I'm assuming we're going to see, or hopefully we'll see in the final episode. The denouncement, as it were, of what's actually going on.
Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. I think that's a good point, and that most definitely could happen. Most definitely. You have any other thoughts?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the overall episode I thought was really, really good. It was well paced. I think we kind of talked a little bit earlier about it. Had that real sort of Indiana Jones, sort of the movie aspect, the cinematic aspect of being in that, and it was very well done. I think very tense. Well, and then the mummy, just that gross mummy, I guess that's supposed to be embalming. Who's going to do an embalming thing on these people that he's capturing from Harrow's men? And so, yeah, that was just well done. Very scary. A lot of little scary boos there, and yeah, it was very well done. And then, of course, the segue into the final segment. So where Stephen and Mark I guess it's Mark really is, sort of realizing where he's at there for a few moments before he regresses back into his psychotic state.
Very true. Awesome. Thank you. How about you, Raymond? Your thoughts?
I just have to say one thing before I start talking. Hi. dude, for real, that I just cracked the fuck up when that came up. But the episode itself, I mean, it was good. I feel like they're doing what they did with what was it, Iron Man 2 or 3, where they took Tony out of the suit. They're kind of going that same direction. They took Khonshu out of Steve and what was it, Mark? So we're actually seeing, what he's capable of doing without, the help of the powers and Khonshu and whatnot. So it's always interesting and badass to see that, because you really get to know not just the superhero, but the characters themselves without the suits and whatever. So I think that's pretty badass.
Very true. And did you have any thoughts on the series up to this point?
I think so far, they're doing a pretty. It's not fair, but I think they're doing okay, because I mean, Moon Knight is so underrated, and I'm just so fucking stoked that they finally just did something with him. So.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I'm glad we finally got to see something with Moon Knight. I know it's one character that a lot of people that are big MCU fans have been wanting to see in the MCU for since basically the beginning of the MCU. So it's awesome that they finally gave it to us, and we're getting it. Even though it's in this limited series, I definitely feel we'll be seeing Moon Knight later on in the actual MCU films as well. So it's great to see this character finally.
Hell yeah!
Your thoughts, sir?
Well,
him.
Who? Which one?
I don't know.
Which one of the Earths? Blazer.
Blazer.
You should call you should be named Fred or something. That'd be better.
Yeah. I mean, overall, going back to the original question, what I thought about the episode, I kind of like the episode in the sense that it answered a few questions. Like at the beginning, when they, the first episode, they basically talked about, that Mark had killed all the archaeologists and all that, and they answered that. And now and they answered a little bit about her father, and so they're putting all the storylines together, which is, it takes time for them to do it, so it had to be, it was kind of, it was action packed, and then it slowed down, and then this episode, it was like, all right, we're gonna forget everything that happened before, we're gonna start here and bring you back in. And I thought it was. I did. I liked the episode. The episode was a good episode. It answered a few questions that I had from the beginning. It was like, oh, why are they giving me this little bit here and this little bit there? And who is she? All right, she's his wife, but why? So it explained a lot. I think overall, it's hopefully the next couple of episodes or the next episode, I just hope they finish it right. Just don't leave us in the.
How many more episodes are there?
2.
Yeah. So I'm hoping they can finish it right. Not rush it. That's
most definitely. And did you have any thoughts of the series up to this point?
I like it. I mean, up to this point, yeah, it's been entertaining in the sense that it's actually for me, it feels more like an anime. You know, it has the, you know, they had to give you all the little things in there, and then that's all like, oh, okay, it's all falling into place. So it, you know, I watch anime, so I understand it's got to start a certain way, and you got to have a certain thing to do and all that. But overall, I think it's as a whole, you know, starting from there to now, yeah, it's solid.
Awesome, thank you. Fred, your thoughts?
Yeah. So speaking of this week's episode, I am currently watching it. As we speak right now, I didn't do my homework. I'm sorry. I'm a father of 3 small, terrible children.
No,
they're
watching this on YouTube or on their tablets right now.
Yeah, they probably are.
What the hell, Dad?
But no,
did he?
Oh shit! But no, but so I'm currently watching it right now. They're in the.
You watched the other 3, right? You watched something.
I have watched the other 3,
Yeah.
and what I have to say about the show is, this is what I like about Marvel. They're introducing characters that, you know, I really never heard of. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the MCU, but as far as the comic universe, I haven't done a lot of research on that. I have a couple comic books, but they're mostly of main characters, Spider-Man, Captain America, you know what I'm saying? But Moon Knight, you know what I mean? I had never heard of him, so like I had to go like wiki this dude and like see what it was all about, you know what I mean? And then like you said, this dude is a badass, you know? So I'm enjoying the show. I'm enjoying getting more educated on more of the lesser known characters in the Marvel universe. So yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying the show.
Yeah, I like it because he's a killer. That's what I like.
Yeah. They say one thing about Moon Knight, like a lot of heroes or whatever, they like to wear black, so villains don't see him coming. Like Moon Knight wears white. So you see him coming, and you know you about to get your hands on. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Allan, I gotta kind of go with you on that. The fact that like every other superhero is like, I'm just gonna knock him out, Batman style. Like, oh, he's unconscious now. And Moon Knight's like, I stabbed that dude in the face.
Yeah. I mean, he's just, you forget the first 10 minutes of it. You know, when he has that flashback and he's in the village. I mean, everybody's lying dead.
Right, everybody's
like,
dead, covered in blood.
Now,
You know
I was
what I
like,
mean?
I can feel this one
On Disney Plus.
I kind of like this guy. It is Disney Plus, yeah. So you're like, whoa.
Usually it's bloodless violence. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know,
That's the way Thor should be.
Right.
We'll see about that.
Yes. Fuck yes.
Put that hammer through somebody's face.
Yeah, or shoot a bolt of lightning or something, you know, knock their
And
head
then
off.
say it's hammer time. You know, say that.
Aim for the head.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, aim for the
Yep.
head. Yeah, he'll
Which
never
one?
aim for the chest anymore. Like,
I mean, that
always
part was
gonna go
cool
for
when
the head
he
now.
cut Thanos' head off. I was like,
Yeah.
finally, you know.
Like, why did
Yeah,
you do that
man.
in the beginning? Yeah, you know,
What's in there, dude? Yeah.
that's how it goes. Now, I do agree with you though on that, Raymond. Like that's like I like Thor. I used to read the Thor comics a lot when I was a kid, and like he was not like funny guy or like the jokester.
Right.
He was a serious motherfucker. Like he just was like, I'm the god of thunder, bitch. I'm the strongest.
Yeah.
There is. No one can step to this. And then they were like, yeah, MCU is just like, oh, let's just make him funny.
Well, they
Right.
had to.
Well, they
Funny
tried
and
that
abs.
in the beginning, like with Thor. You know what I mean? He
Right.
was kind of serious in Thor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't Thor wasn't a jokey movie, but
That was a good
they
movie.
saw that wasn't working. You know what I mean? It wasn't working.
So,
you know what I mean?
When
Thor
I was,
1 was okay, but 2 and 3,
Yeah. When I
you
got
know what I
married,
mean?
we went on a cruise, and that was the only thing that played on the cruise TV.
Is Thor?
Was
Is
Thor
Thor?
over
Was
and
Thor
over.
in Moon Knight? I thought we were talking about Moon Knight.
We are talking about Moon Knight. We
Yeah.
we got dropped off, so we were kind of
Okay.
taking it in.
Yeah, we don't have a moderator, so like
So
we're
now
just
it's
trying to
the
fill some air.
madhouse.
Yeah.
We were just going back. We were just saying, wouldn't it be cool if there was like a lot of blood in Thor? Wouldn't it be better?
No.
I totally think there should be.
Just a little bit. Like I said, it just doesn't. Just
a little bit.
I'm back.
All right.
Hey,
Turn up the back.
Once again, folks.
Thor is about
Horrible
magic
internet,
and
I
all
swear
that
to God.
type of stuff.
Every time.
Yeah, you are right.
Besides
Thor is
that,
about
they-
magic. Yeah, they did. They
Like
did
I said, I
do
lose your guys'
magic
body when I
thing in
can't
there.
hear anything anybody's saying, so I have to back out and come back in. So
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Fortunately, that's just how it is at this moment. Usually, it's not like this, but that's just how it is at this moment because I'm
Right.
not at home. Anyway, so Fred, thank you for whatever the comments you mentioned, sir. I'm sure
They were very insightful.
Yeah, right.
very good. I'm sure. So, Mr. True Knowledge yourself, sir, your thoughts on that question, sir?
Well, I guess as far as what I was expecting from the episode, a lot of what we actually ended up getting. Basically, I figured it was going to be like a lot of exposition and kind of like a Wild West kind of vibe, with like less action. We weren't going to be seeing Moon Knight in this episode. I knew that, you know what I'm saying? And obviously that's what happened. I was hoping that we would see like Moon Knight again and we would get more Moon Knight action scenes because that's what I want to see more of. Like in episodes 4 and 5 and 6, I want to see more Moon Knight in costume fighting and shit. You know what I'm saying? And see what he can do. You know what I mean? Like we really haven't seen like his full potential yet, I don't think.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what we got in the episode, well, I guess was okay. Like it wasn't anything like crazy, but it was an all right episode. It was watchable. It kept me intrigued, and it was interesting. I'm finding the villain to be my favorite character in the series. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's his name? The actor that's playing
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. Yeah, he's a good actor.
His character, Arthur Harrow or whatever and whatnot. He's like the highlight of my series so far. Like if I had to give somebody the Monica Rambeau award, you know what I mean? As far as the best secondary standout character like on a series, Disney Plus series, like I've gone with John Walker before in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Sylvie in Loki. In this series so far, I'd have to go with him. He'd be my Monica Rambeau. In terms of the way the series is going so far. They spent a lot of time on this fourth episode on the female character, Mark's wife. And basically, I guess she's okay. Like, I mean, I don't have a problem with her or anything like that, but as far as the series so far in the 3 episodes leading up to this one, I think that like everybody else in the panel has been saying, it's been steady. Like it's been interesting to watch. I'm just waiting for to see more graphic violence and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like I want to see him stomping people and shit. You know what I mean? And I want to see people get killed. You know, and shit like that. And I want to see more Moon Knight in costume and see what he can do. I like Khonshu too. Khonshu is one of my favorite parts of the whole series so far.
Yeah, he looks cool.
When he comes in and everything and whatnot and talks to fucking Mark and all that shit and Steven, I love it, man. That's one of my favorite aspects so far of the series is every time Khonshu comes in. They did a really good job with how he came out. How he looks and whatnot, on the show, you know? I guess we lost our moderator again.
It's okay.
Damn.
That's okay. It won't. I can. I'm pretty ambidextrous, so I can always step in for Cyber if I need to.
Fuck you, Steve from Bumble. Fuck you.
Well.
Yeah, that's right.
Well.
There you go. There you go, Freddy.
Who the fuck is Steve?
That's what I'm talking about, a moderator. Moderator. What the hell is a moderator?
Sometimes maybe shit.
Fair enough. Just like our show.
There you go. That's why I played it. It was a setup for you, Parker.
That's right.
You just lick my butthole.
I was thinking to myself while I was thinking to myself, you know, the Black Collective Lincoln Collective podcast is kind of like this meme. So I figured I'd play that shit.
And we don't even know it. That's the worst part. At the end of every show, we're like, damn, we suck at this. Why do we keep doing this? And then we realize we don't have anything else.
Okay. All right, so Cyber's out. So I'm taking over the fucking show. So you know what that means, got folks out there. Things are about to get interesting, all right?
420, bitch.
All right, that's right. The MCU's Bleeding Edge is back in my hands, bitch. So here we go. Whatever professionality you were expecting for the rest of this episode and whatnot, hey, it's shaky. It's shaky at this point, bro. It's shaky. All right, you don't know. I can just decide to dedicate the rest of the episode to fucking Band-Maid. Just like fuck it.
Oh god!
You know what I'm saying?
Here we go again, Brad.
I don't have a problem with that.
Shirt's coming off again.
Like fuck it. Fuck Moon Knight episode 4. Let's watch Band-Maid. Let's watch Band-Maid videos and talk about how hot Psyche is.
And porn. What?
No, but you did, Jeff. You did say something that really makes it's true. It's we want to see more of more action, more of him.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody wants to see. You know what I mean? I think we're
what
all
is he capable of, especially
like
I'm like Fred. I really didn't know much about the character, and I want to know who he is.
Well, that's one thing Marvel had going for them is they knew not many people were going to know anything about Moon Knight. You know what I'm saying? So they knew at that point that they were going to have a lot more liberty in terms of like whether or not they really stuck with the comic book accuracy with this. They've done a good job. Don't get me wrong. Like they have basically, to some extent, they have kept it comic book, legit. But of course, we all know that they've got to do certain things to keep things make things work cinematically. You know what I'm saying? But basically, as far as Moon Knight episode 4 goes, in terms of I guess the way that the show starts off and the first I'd say I don't know maybe like the first 10 or 15 minutes of the episode, where basically we follow. Like Layla starts off, and then we're back to the Steven personality again and whatnot, and he's pretty much got control of the body at this point. He's still having the inner dialogue with Mark and everything. What is everybody's thoughts at this point? Like 4 episodes in, with this whole perspective of the multi-personality aspect, with the debate between Steven and Mark, where off of any reflective image, like a mirror or a knife or whatever, they're able to communicate with each other and see each other and whatnot. Starting with you, Parker, what's your take on that whole thing?
I actually really like it. At first, it kind of was a little I don't want to say jarring, but I wasn't expecting it when I first started watching it. And I did know a little bit about Moon Knight. I read a lot of comics when I was a kid, and so I mean he was a cool dude, and you know what I mean, and you knew he kind of had this he was kind of one of the first forays anyway, into mental illness with Marvel, where it was just kind of one of those things where you're this dude is messed up, but in the good, in a way that you're but it's, I like reading about it, and so it was kind of one of those things where you knew it was coming, but it was it was a little weird at first, but then I'm kind of into it now. It drives their conversations seem to drive the story faster than the story is driving itself. When they're interacting, I'm more into it. I'm okay, what are they, what's going on? Give me the body. No, I want the body. I'm going to punch myself in the face. All that kind of stuff. It's just, that's more entertaining than watching. I mean, don't get me wrong. The rest of it is cool too. I love the tombs and the Egyptian theme and everything, but his monologue to himself has been very entertaining for me.
Oscar Isaac is great. He's a good actor.
He is. Well, and I'll say, man, the acting I've enjoyed between Ethan Hawke and him.
We'll go there. Hold on.
Yeah, it's all good.
So, Freddie, what about you? What's your take on that whole dialogue between the two personalities?
Yeah, I think it's like I said, the dude's a good actor, so he makes me believe he thinks he's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Especially the first episode. He didn't know what was going on. Could you imagine that? Just waking up. How the fuck did I get here? You know what I'm saying? And just have that happen to you every night. I mean, it'd be insane. But I think it's great, man. I like the dialogue between them two. Him having a conversation with himself. It's kind of hard to I don't know. But yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
It takes a little while to get used to it, I think.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But credit to him for being able to do the two accents.
Right.
The vaguely British accent and then the American accent,
The American accent, yeah.
Dude, that British lingos, dude. He nailed them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raymond, what's your take on that whole dynamic with the two personalities and whatnot?
I'm just fucking surprised that he's like everyone's been saying, he's doing a really, really good job. I mean, it's like it kind of reminds me of what's his face, Jang McAvoy from the dude from Split.
Oh, yeah. McAvoy,
yeah. So kind of like going that direction. He's nailing it, and I mean, I love that love-hate relationship they both got between Steve and Mark.
Yeah,
like you mentioned, like fuck you kissing my wife, bro, bitch, take that. Hilarious, hilarious, dude, it's hilarious.
Now he does something with his face too, like where it's like he holds his face differently when he's like the different characters a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I mean? And you feel it, like it feels like it's somebody else. You know.
Yes, he does. He like changes the way his chin is or something like that or whatever.
Right.
Or,
yeah,
his eyebrows.
Yeah.
When he goes to Steve, he has like this loose, like I just farted face, and he's more uptight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like Mark's all confident looking, like it's like or whatever.
Yeah. He's more like I got to stick up my ass face.
Right.
Yeah.
So Renee, what's your take on this whole dichotomy with like the Steve and Mark relationship?
Yeah, I think a lot of you have already said it. I mean, kudos to Oscar Isaacs to just being just a great actor, hands down. So I've sort of been filing through my mental brain of all the movies I've seen in my long life here, and I can't think of one that has handled the split personality technique that way. As far as he's always, whenever he meets the reflective surface, the two personalities sort of start communicating at that point. That's really well handled. It's just and of course there's always going to be places for the whether it's a shiny wall or water or not necessarily mirrors. It can be anything that reflects. So that's well done, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I've got some more theories about it, which I'll maybe share on another time. But just very well done. I'm impressed with it, with that part of it, and probably unique in that point.
Okay. Allan, what do you think about the what have you thought about overall throughout the series, this relationship as we've watched it evolve between Steven and his conflicting personality, Mark?
Well, actually, he gave it away in the first episode, like in the bathroom scene, like when they went back to the video, and you could see when he went in, when he was hiding, the facial expression, and then they had the facial expression when he came out, the way he looked. You could tell, all right, there's two different type of people, and then the arguments between each other. But it's the way I look at it is they're both the same, really. They're different characters, but they're the same character in a way. They're both they feed each character. It's hard to explain because it's one actor, but he's feeding off of both characters. So when he's Mark, it's a different type of person, but there's
a little bit of it.
It's still a little bit of Steven still in there, and when he's Steven, there's a little bit of Mark in there. And like Parker said, it's the facial expressions, still a little bit of comedy in there between them two. There's a little bit of that in there. It's hard to explain. I mean, you really have to see it. I mean,
you feel like they're pushing and pulling against each other when he's acting, even though he's going back and forth and it's just him. You can feel that kind of, like I said, like that pull, like he's trying to. One of them's trying to come to the surface, and the other one, you know what I mean. And I mean, again, it's just his acting ability is.
That's the only comedy you really get in this series. There really aren't many laughs.
No.
It's you know what I'm saying. It's pretty much that's pretty much it.
I thought like when in the first episode, like when he was freaking out, I mean, I thought like those scenes were funny when he's in the elevator with the old lady. And he saw Kanju, and he's like, you know what I'm saying? And I did, I'll drop my contact. Help you find it. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was like hilarious. I mean,
Yeah, he's
What?
yeah,
So,
he's carrying it. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, no, there's no question that Oscar Isaac has been wonderful. I mean, this was definitely like a major role to take on. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's why I just don't see how anybody else but him is going to be playing Moon Knight like in the future. You know, I don't see that. I just don't see it changing. But so basically, as we get into the episode, you know, I'm more focused on, I guess, basically when Layla and Steven head into that like pyramid or whatever that is, or that dig site or whatever, and they rappel down and whatnot and everything. Basically, what was everybody's thoughts on, like, you know, that whole aspect of the episodes, us spending all that time of the episode inside the like the guts of like the pyramid or the tomb or whatever, you know what I mean? It was an important aspect, I felt like, of the episode. And right off the bat, we end up with, like, you know, a situation where Layla is like right behind the table where there's this creature, like, you know, ripping organs out of like somebody and everything and whatnot, and putting them in pots and shit. You know, what was everybody's feeling like, or take like on what the hell was that creature? For one thing, was that like what was that? And then on top of that, like, what did you think of the whole Indiana Jones vibe of the like, you know, with the archaeology type shit and everything and whatnot? I'll go to you, Raymond.
Like you mentioned, that Indiana Jones vibe. The only thing missing was the giant fucking boulder. That's the only thing missing. But
you gotta have that giant boulder, man.
You have to. You fucking have to. No, but the part with I'm gonna call it a mummy or a zombie. It was a combination of the two. It looked like, and that's coming from a huge horror fan. I thought it was excellent.
It was a zombie.
Zombie.
Yeah. A zombie. Yeah.
Making shit up right now. No, I thought it was a really nice touch because, I mean, you know, it's Moon Knight. He's involved with all these Egyptian gods and magic and whatnot, so it fits in perfectly. And again, coming from the horror fan, I loved how they made the zombie look. It's creepy, gory, dead skeleton. It was beautiful.
Oh, when he was like trying to stab her with the freaking bone, that was awesome.
Yeah. That was good. That was good. Renee, what do you think? I would expect that you probably really enjoyed the whole dig site aspect of like the episode.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, because I'm a buff in archaeology and anthropology and all that. Yeah, the zombie was doing. I'm assuming this is what, you know, when they prepared in ancient Egypt, when they prepared the bodies, they would remove all the organs.
Yeah.
And put them in jars and whatnot. So I'm assuming that this Zumi is sort of programmed to do that, you know, when he comes to life or whatever. And of course, he's a protector of it. And then it kind of, and just like I said, just well done. I think, you know, just the horror aspect. And they put a little gore in there. You know, remember, this is Disney, but there is some gore. There's some chunky meat people laying on. You know,
chunky meat people.
Out, you know?
I like that. Chunky meat people.
Meat.
Anyway, and then it kind of goes to that once they kind of get to the heart of the tomb. Then it gets to, it kind of goes like, and now we have found the tomb of Alexander the Great.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, the archaeological find of the century, you know, greater than King Tut. And so it really kind of goes at that point, and it's because it's getting to a certain point for a reason. It just kind of gets wild at there, and I just love the whole segment. Well done.
Freddy, did you hear about what was going on with Chloe Zhao recently? Let me play that one more time.
Oh my God.
That's actually happened to me.
There you go, Freddy. Chloe Zhao's next directing gig after Eternals was that emergency rescue services situation, and obviously her directing did a great job for that guy in the fucking stretcher, because I mean he was already injured and shit. Then he fell on the road and everything and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sure he's very happy with how that all
There
worked
should
out.
have been another truck. You feel like, bam, bam, and just like
And they gave her another Oscar. And they gave her another
Michael
Oscar
Bay
for
cut.
They gave her another Oscar for that shit.
you want an Oscar for that shit? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I know, right?
That's insane.
Happy 420, everybody.
Oh man, I'm telling you, folks. I made some reaction videos recently with these guys from the Black Lincoln Collective podcast, and you want to see some funny shit? Just watch Allan the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. Just watch Allan, man, and like you'll be good. I promise. You know what I'm
Get
saying?
YouTube Red so you can watch Allan without commercials.
That's right.
It's premium now.
So,
Stuck in the 80s.
so Parker,
Tomb Buster.
so Parker, going to you. What did you enjoy the whole like the Egyptian theme and everything
Yeah,
and whatnot to the episode?
I do like it, man. Like I think it's cool to have some like on-site stuff. You know, I mean, you get used to like, you know, here in, we're in the States, obviously, so you get used to like everything being in the city or being in the whatever, and so it's cool when you're like, oh, I'm gonna go like visit some, probably not real, but some like Egyptian shit. That's pretty cool, and like get a little Skyrim vibe, a little Egyptian vibe. And I mean, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, and you do definitely get the Indiana Jones out of that, which is great. And like, I don't know, again, Oscar Isaacs is just really, he just sells it so well. Like the blundering and like the comedy. And like you said, it's not a comedy show by any stretch, but he manages to keep it, even though it's like a real, like tense. I mean, the whole episode, there was like a tense vibe, of course.
Right.
But like throughout it, you weren't like, you would like kind of forget that because it's like he'd fall down or, you know what I mean? Or he's like, let's not go where all the blood is traveling, like I see this huge thing of blood and guts. Let's not go that way. Like stuff like that, where you're just like, man, that's
Zoinks!
Exactly. Zoinks. Exactly. That's what I should have just said that. No, I enjoyed it though. I think I've actually really enjoyed this series so far.
Raymond?
Like I mentioned, it's doing a pretty good job. Again, I'm just stoked that we're seeing the Batman version of Marvel. You know what I mean? Because he's Batman, just in white.
Except literally the opposite. Yeah. Which is exactly what it would be. Yeah.
Which
is
is
like Dark Knight, he's Moon Knight, like,
and he kills people.
Right, man.
Exactly. Which explain, why it's so serious, because it's like, it's got the Batman vibes. He's he's no joke, you know what I mean? And so
Right,
yeah. So that's why it's so serious. But I mean, it's Disney, so they kind of have to sprinkle a little bit of humor in there for the kiddos.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So I get
and
that.
For all of us.
Oh yeah.
But the
Allan,
stoners too.
Allan, what did you enjoy the whole archaeological aspect of the episode, like the fact that all the Egyptian shit and everything and whatnot, and the fact that they were like in the tomb, the tombs and everything and whatnot of like the pyramid, I guess, and the dig site. Did you like that whole Indiana Jones vibe of the show?
Yes, I did. It's like I said, it goes back to the beginning because that's what he was. Stephen worked at the museum, and all he did was Egypt, and then they had the pyramid in the background, and then when they went inside the thing and inside the tomb and all that, I for a second there I expected him to be like, it's time to duel, like I thought it was going to happen for real because when they all got together. But the archaeological part, yes, it was. Like I said, like you guys said, it did have an Indiana Jones feel to it.
Tomb Raider too.
And it was, from my opinion, it looked better. It had a better look to it. It looked cleaner. It looked. It felt like you were there, especially. Yeah. I mean, I have a big ass TV, so it looked real cool, in my TV. But it did.
It helps.
Yeah, it did. It was. I liked it.
It does really help.
The cinematic.
Yeah, the
way they shot
cinematic on it.
was
That
very
episode.
cinematic.
Yeah, especially when they did the Egypt stuff. They just made it widescreen, and it just looked better, and it felt like you were there, and for a second or two, you're like, oh yeah, this is.
Bit the shit out of him.
So guys, before we get to the end part of the episode where we're in like the psych ward and whatnot and all that deal, which we'll get into in a minute. Before that, we get a lot of like Layla running around and being chased and like shit like that and whatnot and everything. And she fights the one like Zombie or whatever the fuck we decided to call him. She fights one of those fuckers and somehow throws it off the cliff and like saves herself climbing up and everything. And, you get the same thing. You get Steven running around, and like, of course he ends up getting shot. There was some light action in there, you know what I mean? Like it was kind of interesting, I guess. And there was the reveal that like Mark was there when Layla's dad was killed by like mercenaries and whatnot and everything. So, starting with you, Renee, was there anything that you took out of that, like that part of the episode that you found really interesting or anything like that or worth talking about at all?
No, not
really. No,
no. I think I kind of covered it.
Okay, all right. So same thing to you, Allan. Was there anything from that part of the episode that really did anything for you that stood out to you or anything like that?
Yes, actually, it did. It turned out that Mark's not as bad as we thought he was, in the sense that he really didn't have nothing. I mean, he witnessed the murders, but it was because the guy he was with had gone, nuts and decided to do it. So it wasn't actually Mark that had done it.
Well, you bring up a good point there. Fred, are you Fred or Allan?
Allan.
Allan.
Blazer. I'm Blazer.
Blazer face.
Blazer.
Blazer face. Blazer face. I like that name. Tell him it was Blazer face.
The guy he was with who did it. Now remember, think back. There's this third guy. There's this third badass who they think might be there with them. That I think that's actually doing all this. The real nasty, like he did to the guys on that plateau or where he was at, and whatever. And now, remember, he's a psycho. So is the third guy also? Is he who plays the guy? What's that character's name? The third Jack so and so. I can't think of his name. Anyhow, I think the guy who murders Layla's dad and Mark Spector is the same person. Remember, he's got this person where his personality he has to split off to be able to survive. That's what Steven's for. He's this little dorky, out of the way, anonymous guy where he can retreat to when he can't take the rest of the world. So he becomes that guy. And then events have occurred here for whatever reason. Mark is starting to come out more and more and more. Maybe Harrow is the psychiatrist. Harrow guy is actually drawing him out somehow in his therapy and whatnot. He's trying to bring Mark back to reality. And therefore, there is this third personality that's the real badass that's done all these horrible things. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the background.
Allan, back to you.
Yeah, I mean, Renee's making a really good point. Yeah, there is a third person in there. I didn't think about that until you just mentioned that. But there is an underlining there. Somebody else is. I mean, there's so many characters and like. Avatar, because it's this person, but it's an avatar of this person, and but I did like, going back to my original point, I did like the idea that Mark ain't as bad as they made him seem at the beginning, in the sense that he's a cold-blooded killer, yes, but he's not a
cold-blooded killer with a heart of gold.
Well, he doesn't have a heart of gold. It's more like bronze, but
heart of sand.
Maybe that fake gold.
Well, we didn't have Khonshu in this episode. This was the first episode where we didn't have Khonshu involved.
We did not. We didn't.
And I hope they.
Can I
go ahead.
The badass third personality is Jake Lockley.
Okay, that's who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that would be comic book accurate. So, Raymond, you have any thoughts on that part of the episode before we get into like the whole insane asylum deal and all that that part?
I like the direction that they're going with it. If my memory serves me right, I think the character Moon Knight dies by himself. So the fact that they're adding Layla's dad into that origin story is, I think, is getting a little interesting, and it caught my eyes, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool so far.
Okay, Freddy?
Yeah, man, I just finished up. That's why I like busted out laughing, because I got the joke, Raymond, when you like before I said hi. I was waiting on it because I knew it was coming. I was like, so yeah, but no, yeah, I think it's going pretty good so far. So, I mean, I'm just waiting, because like I said, I didn't know a lot about Moon Knight, so I'm learning new things. So yeah.
Okay, so going back to you, Freddy. What's your take on the whole deal where he's in the insane asylum and everything, and now Harrow is like his psychiatrist or whatever all of a sudden and whatnot, like, and then we actually get to see them like apart from each other. We get to see like an individual Steven and an individual Mark.
Yeah,
and then we get whatever the fuck that was at the end of the episode with the hippo person or whatever. That whole deal. What's your take on all that? Like, what the hell is that about?
Like, I have no idea. Like, he got shot, but
I want what he's having.
I don't know what the fuck it was. Oh, what's going on? I thought he was dead. I thought he went to heaven. I was like, maybe that's his heaven. I don't know. Insane asylum. But
good looking cupcakes.
But yeah, I don't know. He was there, and then dude was talking to him, and he freaked out and he ran, and he met himself. He met Mark. So I don't know what's going on. I have no clue. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm new to this. I'm a Moon Knight virgin.
Okay.
I'm feeling Moon Knight for the first time.
Raymond, what is going on with this whole psych ward shit?
I'm sorry, the what?
What's the deal with the whole final segment of the episode where he's in the psych ward and all that shit? Like, what is that about? Where Harrow is now this psychiatrist and everything, and like, they separate into two different beings, like, Steven and Mark and whatnot. What was your take on all that? Like, what do you think that's about?
Well, I think it doesn't stem from the hippo, but okay, when I saw the hippo, I had to look it up, right? So I looked it up. So apparently this hippo is like some sort of god of the afterlife. Mm-hmm. So that I was like, okay, so he's fucking dead. He's in some sort of limbo of some sort, some Egyptian limbo, just in an insane asylum, because he's fucking nuts. So I guess it fits his situation, right? But I mean, shit, I don't know what else to say other than like they did a really good job in confusing the shit out of people. I will say that.
It's already been confusing up until that point anyway.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But I mean, it's gonna be confusing, like plain and simple. It's gonna be like confusing to anybody who has no idea who Moon Knight is.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I love that, because it's like guys like people who know who Moon Knight is are gonna be watching with somebody who doesn't know, and they're gonna be like, "Fuck's this dude?" And people like us are gonna be like, "Fucking nerds."
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
That's what I love it,
nerd.
dude.
Fucking nerd.
So Parker, what do you think, man? What's the scoop with that whole deal?
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'll just drop the knowledge on you, because not that I have any knowledge at all, but no, I'm pretty sure that dude's about to die, and this is the whole insane asylum is him in his head. The dude being the dude who's his doctor, Ethan Hawke, is like his tormentor in his head. And so he's going into these rooms that are the rooms of his different personalities. And so he's, you know what I mean? Like, he sees it and he's like, oh shit. And then there's the other one, and then there's all these rooms everywhere. And I think that this is him being near death. And, at the end, the hippo lady, is probably like, yeah, dude, you're about to die. Let's get this shit straightened out. You know what I'm saying? And I think, but I really do think, I think this was like a crazy, in a good way to make it like just see the inside of his mind a little bit and see how, because I mean, you got to think this is his body. So I guess the building would be his body. Like the building he's in is his body. And then his minds are in these different rooms because like, that's kind of how it is. Like, it's not his, it's not Mark's, it's not Steve's, it's not anybody's. It's just this room they're kind of all held in.
Sharing, yeah.
Yeah, and like, so I think that's kind of what it is like when whoever's in the front, the other two are in their, sarcophaguses in their little rooms. And when they can break out, then that's, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what it seemed like to me anyway. And I actually really, at first I was like, this is crazy. And then I was like, wait. That might, I don't know, I'm just bullshitting, but,
I'm just talking out of my ass at this point.
Well, that's what I normally do. Again, I think you like the podcast, it's me talking out of my ass for an hour. But no, I mean, like I said, the more I thought about it, I'm like, that would make some sense, I guess, maybe.
Okay, Renee?
Yeah, I'm kind of split. I like what Parker, that this is just another part of Mark's deranged mind, because there is a sort of surreal aspect to it. Everything's just white, everything's sort of, almost too perfect. There's all the setup in the psychiatrist Harrow's office. That's actually, if you remember back when he was in the little commune section in London, that's actually where they're at again. They're but it's all painted white now. So yeah, there's a surreal aspect to it. So this could be something else going on. I expect that there is, considering we have 2 more episodes to go. But then on the other hand, he's also, I looked up Jake Lockley. So apparently Jake Lockley is a character that developed in Mark as a teenager. His parents sent him to a psychiatric hospital called Putnam Psychiatric. He actually escapes, and where he joins the U.S. Marine Corps. Later serves, he becomes, after his death, becomes a mercenary. He's actually discharged because they found out he lied to get into the Marines. But then, he becomes a mercenary, fights in Baghdad until he is recruited by a French pilot and mercenary named Jean-Paul Frenchy Duchamp.
Frenchy, hell yeah.
So Duchamp, if you remember on the phone where it Layla, one Duchamp was on there. So anyway.
True.
So we'll see. So I think I kind of got, feet in both camps. I kind of have a split personality. Renee is going with the psychiatric, more real. Lady Death Lady thinks it's all, because she's death. She's Lady Death Lady. She knows more than me about this. So I think perhaps this is a reality beyond.
Okay, Allan?
Yeah, I basically the same thing that they were saying. I did notice that at the beginning when he first wakes up, when he's in the wheelchair, his ankles are tied and his hands are tied and all that. Like that's how the episode starts. When he's tied up in the bed. So it's like it goes back to the beginning. And when they're in there together, they seem to be working together now, in the sense that Mark and Steven are like, when they see the sarcophagus, they're like, oh shit, so they seem to be working together. And
I don't want to die.
Yeah, I think they both agree. They're both to the point that they're like, all right, if they're gonna figure out a way to get out of there, and they're gonna do it together.
Forgive me, but didn't Mark explain? Didn't he die? And Khonshu brought him back
already. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's already dead, but but that's not the deal with Khonshu. That because he's got to deal with him. Like this is like his one last job, right? So does he get? Is there a promise to bring him back to life, or I'll let you rest? Or what's the contract with Khonshu?
They never really
Can anyone answer that?
I don't think there's any way to really know what the whole deal is. But I mean, basically, without Khonshu, Mark, he's just a human being.
there's
So
no
getting-
Moon Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but I know that. But I'm saying, but like without Khonshu, is he dead?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he thought he was saying that he would be dead. Like that's what Steven was like. Oh,
I think that was what episode 2 he was talking about.
Well, he was saying like once Khonshu got all like locked up, they were like, I thought you'd be gone, and he was like, I thought I'd be dead too, but
Right.
motherfucker. Like, what do you want?
Well, it seems like one needs the other now.
And then if he there's also another thing that was said too, that Mark's trying to keep Khonshu away from. He's trying to keep her. I forgot the chick's name.
Layla.
His wife, Layla. Yeah, he's trying to keep her away from Khonshu, or Khonshu away from her, because Khonshu wants her to be Moon Knight.
To be his new
avatar. Be his
yeah.
new avatar. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
So he basically.
It's all about the
switched
avatar,
places.
Fred. It's all about the beefcake avatar.
Hey.
Yeah, it's
who people with tails.
But like Matt said, it seems like it's stages of he's going through stage. Like when they say like you see flashbacks, when before you die.
Right.
That's basically what's happening. But since he's nuts, and not that he's nuts, he's got two personalities. So he's having half of it's Mark's personality and half of it's Steven's, and they're just combining. And and I gotta say, Ethan Hawke with a mustache.
Alan's favorite part of the show.
Yeah. All right, everybody. I want everybody to give me their 1 out of 10, least to worst, least to best rating on the episode. Just off the cuff. It doesn't have to be perfect and whatnot. I'll start with you, Raymond. What's your score?
Ooh, wasn't ready for this question. I'm gonna go with maybe an 8, and I only say that because of that fucking hippo, dude. She saved it.
Renee.
Yes. Yeah, I'll give it an 8. I'll give it like I said, it was very entertaining, very well done. A lot of originality to it. Yeah, an 8. One thing wasn't mentioned was the fact that Mark keeps watching this Indiana Jones knockoff movie.
Toonbuster.
Something that went straight to video.
Yeah.
Zombie.
On Pluto TV.
Yeah, so,
Toonbuster versus the zombie.
I forgot to mention the zombie.
Stephen Grant is the character. Is the character's name in the movie. So anyway, but yeah, give it an 8.
Okay, Allan.
I'd give it I'll give it a 7. It all depends on the next 2 episodes. If the next 2 episodes are good, then it probably would go up because it's going to lead it. This is what's leading into the next 2 episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
But of course, the zombie. I mean, and the hippo that made it.
Zombie.
Zombie sounds like what the word would be for like an STD in Klingon.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I got the zombie.
I've got that
Dirty
zoom.
bitch gave me the zombie.
The fucking bitch gave me the zoom. Gave me the zombie again.
Balls I have.
For real.
No, it's a workout class for middle-aged mummies.
Oh, I believe that. I would sign that. I would sign up for that shit.
Yeah, but I'd give it a 7.
Okay.
A solid.
All right.
7.
All right, Parker.
Yeah, I'm probably right around like 7.5, something like that. It was a good episode. I mean, again, it's the classic, superhero lose your powers, now you gotta earn them back. You know what I mean? But and that's kind of the feeling the whole time is like, okay, here we go on the quest. But then at the end, they're like, well, never mind, curveball, crazy shit. And that I appreciate, I mean, that's good. Because otherwise, what's I could watch this on every other, you know what I'm saying? Every other Marvel is this too, and then you're like, oh, something I haven't seen. That's all right. And I do feel like, it's gonna be one of those episodes. I feel like this episode was one where you're gonna, at the end of the series, you're gonna be like, that episode was better than I thought it was.
Right.
It's gonna be the bridge, literally where she's walking across the bridge and it's falling. This was that episode. This is the bridge from the old to where he realizes himself and becomes a badass and starts tearing shit up.
Okay, Freddy.
Yeah, man, I give it a 7 also. I mean, like I said, I have to go back and rewatch it because I watched it sitting here talking to you guys. So like I know there were some things that I missed. Yeah.
You almost shut the fuck up.
Slacker.
Yeah. I gotta do my homework next time. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and rewatch it, and I'll probably bump it up to an 8 because it was very interesting, and I have more questions now than I have answers. So
yeah, it built intrigue. It
was
it definitely built a lot of intrigue and like what the heck is going on right now. Yeah.
The psychiatric, the part where he was in the psychiatric hospital and everything really was a game changer for the episode. It really saved the episode in a way because it was kind of dragging a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Until that part happened. You know what I'm saying? And that was a game changer for me. I give it a 7 too, probably. If I had to throw out a number, I'd say a 7, maybe a 6.5. I didn't think it was that great of an episode, I'll be honest with you. Like I said, I feel like the part where they were in the psych hospital was the most interesting part of the episode for me. That was my draw of the episode, like what I really enjoyed. I loved Layla in there. Like when they showed her crazy in the insane asylum. That was interesting. You know, with no makeup on and shit like that and everything, you know, she looked kind of tweaked out. Like she'd maybe visited the 5 o'clock free crack giveaway or some shit. You know what I mean? But
somebody say crack.
So let me to wrap this up, guys, I'm just gonna give everybody real quick, just get your thoughts on what you think we'll get out of these last 2 episodes. Like, what are you hoping for? Like, what do you see happening? Starting with you, Raymond.
I'm wondering what they're gonna do with the other. What are they called?
Zummies.
The what?
The zummies.
Oh, the other gods. You're talking about the other gods?
No, the other personalities. I mean, that's what. Because again, if my memory serves me right, in the comics, he has 5 personalities.
3.
It's 3.
3.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Then I misread something. Somewhere.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
In the comics, he has 3. He has 3 personalities.
Okay. Oh, then
I think there's a child. There's
I'm
a child version. There's also a child version that he reverts
Okay, see,
to.
so there is a child. I remember there being
a
a
baby.
child. So I'm wondering when they're gonna show that, because I mean, in that scene in the Insane Asylum, they did show that sarcophagus. So again, we all know there's another one coming. Right. So I'm pretty excited to see that. I want to see Frenchie. I want to see Frenchie, and also, when is Mark gonna be wearing the Mr. Knight suit? Like, when is his turn to be Mr. Knight? And what it is they're gonna do with Mark and Steve, or what the hippo is gonna do with Mark and Steve in that Egyptian limbo. So it's anyone's guess at this point.
Right.
Okay, Freddy.
Yeah, man, I'm wanting to see some more action. You know, I want to see some more Moon Knight badassery. That's what I'm waiting on. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to put the suit on. I want some fuck some shit up. That's all I want to see.
Pieces.
Yeah, take some pieces.
Violence.
Yeah, violence.
Yeah.
Sex. America.
Disney.
America.
Okay, Renee.
Yeah. Before I give you that, just to remind everybody, when we look at these episodes and when we do our ratings and everything, you know, once the final episode of Moon Knight airs, then from that point on, watching Moon Knight will be a different experience. In other words, you can binge watch the whole thing, and since they're, it's 6 hours or so, or a little less than 6 hours, you can do it on a weekend. So it's not, it'd be like a really different experience, and it is, because I've done it with these shows, just sit and watch them all at one time. And so anyway, getting that out of the way. Expectations for the future. Yeah, I think we're going to see Jake Lockley, definitely. And we're going to, if you want to see, maybe they're saving all the real violence up for him, because he's supposed to, we haven't been seeing that part. It all blanks out, and then we see the pile of bodies, so and I don't think Moon Knight necessarily is doing that. This could be Jake Lockley's doings. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I think we're going to see Frenchie absolutely, because that's what they call the Chekhov gun. His name was on the flip phone, so yeah, he's been set up. We will definitely see Frenchie. I think,
Frenchie.
And you know what, the suit that not the real Mr. Knight, but the one that Steven sort of has to put together, that's sort of the goofy looking. You know what he's called?
No.
Boogie, Mr. Boogie Knight.
Mr. Boogie Night. What? Don't tell them if you could come dancing. Boogie Night. That's where the boogie get down.
Why'd you do that, Renee? Why?
I have never met Fred Allen.
Fred Allen.
I'm sure you feel like you should never meet them again.
Fred Allen.
Yeah, never bring it. Anything that has a song title to it, don't bring it up, because then Fred will just go.
My Lady Death Lady has sent out her and I know what you guys like.
Yeah, there you go.
Fair enough.
Okay, Allan.
Since I don't know much about it, I don't know what to expect. I really don't. I mean, it's
good way to watch it, though.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, that's why I like watching it too. I like watching all of the stories like that. Like Loki, I didn't know much about Loki and his show, just all of it.
Like I said, I hope they show more more action in the sense that
fucking nerd.
Well, I wonder. I want more action in the sense.
I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, I want to know how badass he's gonna be. That's the thing, because basically the little bit I know, he's a badass, and it's like, all right, well, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but there's a lot of people that deserve to get their ass kicked, and it hasn't happened yet. So hopefully in these next 2 episodes, there's some ass kicking. But if there's not, then hopefully it's still going to be good.
Season 2.
Okay, Freddy.
Yo,
what's your take on? What do you think is gonna? What are you expecting in the last 2 episodes?
Last 2 episodes, I think I want to see a little bit more Moon Knight badassery. I mean, just some more violence.
I feel like I've lived through this before.
Vicious circle, man. Vicious circle.
You messed up the rotation. You messed up the rotation, Jeff. You messed up the rotation on 420. Shame this man. You know what
Up past Jeff.
No, man. Like I've answered this question, Jeff, but I like I said, I'll do it again. Like
you know what? That's just because I like hearing you speak so much, Freddie.
Right, you're so eloquent.
Want you to come dance?
No. Answer the
question. And he's back.
No, you know what? That's unfair of me to be doubling you up like that, Freddie. I apologize, man.
It's all good, man.
No, but we want to hear the answer, Fred.
I'm just happy to be here.
Last time.
I'm just happy to be included.
Okay, so listen, guys. So
happy 420, guys.
That's basically
can I throw mine in real quick? Because I didn't get.
No, I'm gonna give.
Lisa, you are bad.
This is gonna be the part of the show where we're gonna go ahead and give everybody a chance to plug all their shit. So I'm gonna start off with you, Raymond. Go ahead and plug away on your YouTube channel, man.
I don't know if I should start or let Glazer let it all out right now.
Let me glaze everyone.
Yes.
No, but
I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. Yeah, check out the channel, Booze and Chill. If you're into drinking, into liquors and all that stuff, there you go. Yeah, if you're into all that, check it out. I review as all this crazy shit I can get my little gritty hands on. Or if you just need a drinking buddy, go to the channel, man. Check that out.
All right, there you go. Parker, do you want to handle the bona fides for the Black Lincoln Collective podcast?
Yeah, I can handle that. I'm sure the other guys would like to say something. But,
Who's
but first of all,
bona fide?
let me say I cannot wait until we watch the Disney animated series of Moon Knight's other child personalities coming out next year. First of all, that's what I'm waiting on for the last couple episodes. But no, check us out. We're the Black Lincoln Collective podcast.
How to catch a pedophile.
Exactly. So blc.world. We broadcast every week. Spotify, Apple, iTunes, all that stuff. Look at that. There's our logo.
Nice.
If you like nonsensical talk that rambles on for hours, you found the right place. blc.world.
I love talking.
Yeah. So yeah, and obviously, we're joined with Fred and Allan every week. It's a comedy duo, and I'm there too.
Okay, Allan, you got any last words?
No.
Okay. Freddy.
He just started 420. I can tell. Look at him.
Yeah.
Telling you, dude.
I just want to thank you, Jeff, for having us on. Raymond, thank you for joining us too, and Lady Deaf Lady, thank you. Also, I mean, I had a blast.
You're not gonna tell me.
Just great. Nah, fuck you, laser.
Fair enough. Laser.
Yeah. Laser. Nah,
Laser says, "Good job, Fred."
Glazer says, "Thank you."
Way to watch the show while we did the show. Very glazerly.
Jeff says he wanted to do reaction videos, so you got my reaction of watching the show while they were actually doing the show. You know what I'm saying?
I
gotta watch it again.
Two birds with one stone. You know
I've got your website pulled up right now. I like it. It looks pretty cool, Parker. I like it.
Thanks, buddy.
So Renee, you want to do some plugs?
Oh, I just want to thank you guys, Blazer, Glazer, Laser, and the other 4 Stoner Santa reindeer out there in podcast land. Especially Fred Allan, who came to us, who's broadcasting from Greenville State Prison.
It is an institution.
Not now, Bubba. I'll say it later.
It's my microphone time, bitch.
Just remember,
It is not my turn to drop the soap.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, do not drop the soap. Unless you know, he's really cute. Anyway, shout out to the Podcast of Champions, and our website, which is sakaar.com, and you can go over there if you want to have any words with me. If you got anything to say to me, guys, right there's where you go do it. And
go there to say words about me,
Jeff,
too.
and Cyber, wherever you went to, guy. It's somewhere in New Jersey. He's wandering around on Jersey Shore.
Yes, and thank you all very much for being on here, guys. It was really wonderful to be able to invite you all onto the Bleeding Edge for the first time. I really enjoyed having you all on and whatnot and everything. If you enjoy, of course, what we do at the MCU's Bleeding Edge, please subscribe. Check out my Bleeding Edge reactions, especially the ones I did with the Black Lincoln Collective podcast. They were pretty dope. We covered some Bandmade. Hopefully me and Raymond are going to get together and do some Bandmade video collaborations and whatnot. Hopefully we'll get into that. I'll talk to you in the studio after the show on that, Raymond. But for Cyber and for myself, Jeff S., TrueKnowledge, host of the MCU's Bleeding Edge YouTube channel and podcast. We are out. Peace. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, man. Peace out.
Yeah, look, tell me what's the vibes, what's the mood? Yeah, I just hit a Mikey for the juice. Yeah, ain't no capping, I'ma tell the truth.